Hey everybody, it's Golmadex, and welcome back to another early access draft of Bloomburrow. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast who've provided me with this early access promotional account. And without further ado, let's hop into the draft. This pack is ridiculous. We have Hunter's Talent. This is removal that then keeps giving trample, that then keeps drawing cards. There is Quake Tusk board, just 5 mana, 5/5 reach, trample, haste, big damage immediately and forever. Bright Blade Stoat, super hard to beat in the early game, first strike and lifelink to win every race, and Portent of Calamity, potentially a massive card draw spell if you spend enough on X to hit cards of at least 4 different types for it. I guess it's massive card draw no matter what, right? But if you get 4 different types, you cast one for free. This is really cool stuff, but I have been absolutely demolished by Hunter's Talent a couple times before, and it has super impressed me. It's cheap removal, just up front, just as removal it's good, and then when you sink extra mana into it, you can get so much more throughout the game. Card seems fantastic. Pick number 2 here. We've got Splash Lasher and Long River Lurker. These are probably the best picks here. Head into blue-green frogs, but I am trying to do a thing where I'm going to force a different deck each time, and I have already done blue-green frogs, so we can go like green-red raccoons, green-white rabbits here. So I kind of like the Warren Elder as the best card towards the rabbits deck out of the pack. Again, strictly trying to win, which this is the early access event, we're all just here for fun anyway. I think I'd probably be hopping on frogs here. I think the green-blue frog stuff plays really well with the Hunter's Talent, but Hunter's Talent and Wix Patrol in a squirrel deck, a little more awkward. Squad is very good, though, the Wix Patrol. Alright, pick 3. Ooh, maybe we do get to do raccoons. 2 mana, 2/2, tap for a red or a green. Whenever you spend 4 mana on your own turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, a permanent buff? I mean, that is taking it over Banishing Light, though. Great removal. That's on color with our Warren Elder. I'm not going to give that much weight to the Warren Elder, though. It's just like a solid common. It's nothing crazy. I'm going to see if we can get the Raccoon deck going here, actually, off the Mentor. This seems incredible for that deck. Ramp into your big stuff and buff this up so that late in the game, when you don't need it as a mana dork anyway, it can start swinging. Seems really good. Okay, now we just have some mediocre white cards. Mousetrapper's probably the pick by a little bit. This is a pretty weak-looking pack overall, though. Certainly nothing for the Raccoon deck, sadly. I guess I could just take the Haven for fixing no matter what. Trapper... I don't know, Trapper's probably pretty good. So Valiant can trigger off of cards like Hunter's Talent, can trigger off of your cards that enter the battlefield and give something +1/+1, any combat tricks. Yeah. Mousetrapper's probably legit. No good Raccoon cards here for pick 5. The Otter rare going all the way around. That'd be a big signal if we hadn't already drafted Otters in a previous draft. Let's go for another Warren Elder here. I am not a fan of removal spells that give your opponent anything back, like a 1/1 fish. I'd rather just cast a more expensive removal spell that gets rid of the card, period. Gives your opponent nothing back. There's a lot of these, like 3 mana, exile something, give your opponent a 1/1 removal spell, and they have always been pretty bad. Pick 6. Well, we can expend 4 to cast a Pathmaker, or we can try to run the Inspired Charge Rabbit response thing if we get a wide enough board state. That can be a finisher, but it's a very narrow one. I already have Miniature Inspired Charge I don't even have to spend a card on. I'm really not that into the Rabbit response. I'm going to get a 4-drop to expend 4 onto. It's also great curving out into that off of the Wandertail Mentor, but that's true for any 4-drop. Alright, there we go. Teapot Slinger. That's hilarious. Throw some Scalding Tea in their face as we're spending 4 mana. Also a Menacer. That's big and scary. We are only 2 cards deep into green. There's always the weird pivot into red, white mice plan as well. I don't really like any of these cards that much. I mean, they're good in their respective decks. It's probably just Spellgire. Pick 9. There's a Crumb and Get It combat trick. I don't know how I feel about that. Take a Crumb and Get It. This is like our first non-creature. No, it's our second non-creature. Pick 10. Still a Nettle Guard and a Crumb and Get It here. There's also a Pathmaker. Red or white are looking real good. Green, not so much. Maybe we're red, white mice. Grab the little Valiant friend here. And the Raccoon Rallier works great with mice. You give them haste and trigger their Valiant trigger at the same time because you just targeted them. Alright. Red, white mice. Here's a Valiant mouse. Cool. Yeah, and then last pick, mouse again. We found a path. Hello, excellent squirrel rare. I've already drafted squirrels once. You're dead to me. Got a Pileated Provisioner. For 5 mana, you get a 3/4 flyer, put a counter on something. And when you put the counter on it, if it has Valiant, you trigger it. Sure. Also, Sonar Strike is fine filler removal. It's really good removal for the Bat deck. Because Bats have great cards like Star Charter triggering when you've gained your life. But if you're not a Bat deck, then you don't even gain the 3 life in the first place. Or if you don't have incidental bats in your deck. Actually, Feather Flight's probably sick with Valiant, because you get to target your card and set it in the sky. If green looked more open in this draft pot, I'd be all over Hunter's Talent copy too, but I mean, you saw how pack 1 went. We took like 1 green card and a green-red hybrid card. Again, if green were more open, Burrow Guard Mantor would be pretty cool, but instead... Hired Claw, if we have this in our opening hand, it's probably pretty good, right? We play it turn 1, attack with it turn 2, we're attacking with a 2/3 and shooting our opponent for 1. And then we can just have a 1 mana 2/3 from then on. That's perfectly fine. We don't need to dump any more mana into it from that point on. But if we top deck it late, it's pretty terrible. I don't know. I think it's a strong enough card in the opening hand to make up for that. Again, turn 1 play it, turn 2 attack, put the counter on it. There you go. Now you got your 2/3 swinging in for the rest of the game. Agate Assault and Blooming Blast are both pretty awesome. 2 mana for 2 damage at instant speed that can also shoot our opponent for 3, try to finish them off. Or sorcery speed, 3 mana, but it's 4 damage. It kills bigger cards and exiles them. I really like shooting my opponent in the face, plus the efficiency of being only 2. I'm going to go for the Blooming Blast. Pick 4. Okay, now I can take the Agate Assault, but I can also take the Quake Tusk Boar. Look at that thing! We have the bacon. Pick 5. Spark Shooter or an Uncharted Haven. I don't foresee myself being particularly excited about playing the Spark Shooter thing, so I'm going to grab the Haven just in case there's some nonsense to splash in. Heartfire Hero. Okay, this thing... There are a few cards in the format that are just stupid with this. It's a 1 mana 1/1, yes, but every time you target it with anything, I mean just once per turn, you get a +1/+1 counter on it. So if you play this, and then you have like the Raccoon Rallier, then it's a 2/2, it's a 3/3, it's a 4/4. If you play this and you have something that just triggers at the beginning of combat each turn, which is mostly rares, but if you do have one of those, then it just rolls up. I think there's some really good cards we could get to combo with that make it pretty insane, so I'm going to take it and hope we find more combos than just the Raccoon Rallier. Pick 7. Conduct Electricity is a little expensive, but we're a little low on removal, so I'd rather have that than a 3rd Warren Elder right now. Pick 8. Got a 4-drop mouse, that's fine. Or we have the flexible Steam Path Charger, we can play it as a 2 or 4-drop. I really like the Offspring cards, so I'm going to grab that. Pick 9. Our 5,000th 2-drop, or Provisioner. I'll grab the Provisioner. Now a random village that can dig for our mice. Or our rabbits. We've got a few of those. Really don't like that the colored mana you get out of these is only for creatures, but I guess that's so they can make them comes into play untapped cards to get around the power level being strictly better than a plains kind of thing. Oh, that's a sweet bat rare. Jesus. Okay, that's like an unbeatable bat rare. Good God. We're not a bat deck, though. What's our lizard count? 2. Not super exciting for the recruiter. I mean, it could still always steal a 2-power creature. Again, 5 drops looks like the most missing slot on the curve here. Could take a guard mouse. 4 mana is still a little empty, too. Something big out of the pack. Or you know what? Let's go full aggro. Let's try out this War Squeak thing. This can trigger Valiant, shut off a blocker, get haste damage in. Maybe it's good, we'll see. Another Mouse Trapper looks great. We're looking for Valiant nonsense, and there you go, there's the Valiant nonsense. We don't have enough rabbits to pop off with the host, but this looks great for a rabbit deck. If you have 2 rabbits enter the battlefield, you get to draw a card. You just get a bunch of plus and plus O's as you're doing everything. And it's pretty dang easy to get 2 rabbits on the board in 1 turn, just the amount of token production they've got. Cheap removal, let's go. Let's take out the trash. Hugs. Man. I mean, green-red is open. It's just green as a color that's getting fought over. There's probably like a squirrel player and a rabbit player and I don't know, a something else player all fighting each other. But the green, red, gold cards, nobody's in exactly green, red as a color pair. I can't splash double green, that's just impossible. So we take the brew or the carrot cake, I guess. So disappointing. Oh my god, that's the combo. That's the combo. That's the thing that I've got absolutely shredded by in the past. If you play Heartfire Hero turn 1, and then you play Manifold Mouse turn 2, you immediately have a 2/2 double striker attacking on turn 2. It's the Wombo combo. And then on turn 3, you have a 3/3 double striker attacking. And then turn 4, you have a 4/4 double striker attacking. It is ridiculously dumb. I think Rabid Gnaw is better than a Gate Assault for a mice deck because we have good Valiant abilities like the Heartfire Hero and the Mouse Trappers. So we'll take that as the removal we take there. I genuinely don't mind Life Creed Duo for like any deck. It's just a lot of just random token production. We've got a high creature count here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably 4 removals enough. Not need the Sonar Strike. Yeah, I'll take the bat over the Sonar Strike. Little Trampler. It's also another mouse. Let's go. Fills out the 3-drop slot. 4-drop mouse, a 2-drop mouse, and the Parting Gust that I do not like. Grab the 4-drop. Grab the Carrot Cake. Grab the Star Charter, which is excellent with Life Creed Duo and pretty bad. We draw it any other time in this deck. It's like a couple food token, but just not quite enough. All right, let's make a few cuts and start slamming people with mice. All right, we have 19 creatures, so let's cut a couple of those right off the bat. Potentially Scribes, super bad when you're not targeting them. Potential Life Creed Duo, we just want the higher power creatures. But it's still really good in races. I think Guard Mouse is our worst 4-drop. Provisioner's our worst 5-drop. Potentially cut a land, going really aggressive, 16-land build. 19 creatures. Let's cut 2 of these creatures. let's cut 2 of these creatures for sure before anything else here. So if I wanted to put 2 creatures back in, what do I want to put back in the most is the main question. I would like... let's go like real low curve with it. Let's put a guard mouse back in and a 2-drop back in, I'm thinking. I like the Provisioner for some flying damage to try to finish off the games with evasion. And again, with the amount of like token production and stuff, I think just throwing another random flyer in here, even if it's only 1 power, can go a long way. So cut a couple of those. Actually, I only needed to cut 2, so I put 1 back in between the 2 scribes and what, the guard mouse? I guess I'll put a guard mouse back in, another 4-drop to play around with. And then 2 more cuts. Since I left the 5 and 4-drop in, let's stick to 17 lands here. Let's drop some combination of the discard draw 2 spell, the War Squeak. I think those are the most cuttable cards of the non-creatures. What gift do you have to give to buff somebody? A tapped fish? That's got to be like never happening unless we're getting lethal off of the 2. So this is just 2 mana, discard a card, draw a card. It's just straight up Tormenting Voice 90% of the time. Alright, I'm just going to cut that. I'll try the War Squeak. Oh, I guess I have to cut both. Yeah, if I want 17 creatures. I could still cut a creature, go 16, that'd be fine. But we'll drop the War Squeak. And now... 14 red cards, 10 white. Tiny bit more red than white. There we go. 9-7 split. Call it a deck here and get into the gameplay. Well, we've got the very strong Manifold Mouse. But we don't have the 1-drop to go with it, sadly. If I do it for 4 mana, you get to double those abilities, which is pretty nasty. I could just hold up and take out the trash, and then I go turn 3 Duo, turn 4... Mouse plus its offspring, and then I've also expended. So this is a 4-power creature with double strike off of the mouse. Because that is a mouse as well. Okay, I'm not gonna take out a 2/1 frog. I guess I could duo into Slinger and then mouse the turn after that. Also. Yeah, there's another mouse to play. I guess if I play the guard mouse instead, we can try to get an expend attack in if they don't play another creature. And then I have 2 mice on the board. I can give 1 death touch, 1 trample. Or sorry, 1 double strike, 1 trample. I can actually give both double strike. Right, because this gives the other one trample. So they're both double striking tramplers. Hold the phone. That's actually just disgusting. Okay, they're just going to equip this Crier, which means even if I expend, this doesn't get a good attack in this turn now. But Guard Mouse into Manifold Mouse is wild. So I'm going to set that up. Because then we have 2... We have a 4-power Double Strike Trample. And this is going to give that +1/+1. And it's going to give itself +1/+0. So we have a 4-power Double Strike Trample and a 6-power Double Strike Trample? How much damage is this? This card is stupid. This card is so dumb. I hope you're ready. Because this is big numbers. Oh my god, and the Rabbit Gnaw as the draw? Ooh, good grief. Oh shoot, I had to target this with its own +1. Okay, I misplayed it. God dang it. For some reason I got this mixed up with the 2-drop green card that gives itself +1/+1 as well. Oh, they just took it all anyway. Boom. They're at 4. Alright, I should have had them... Because this buffs when you Valiant trigger it. Wait, no, I couldn't have done it the way I wanted to because I needed this to target this to get the trample. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It just didn't work the way that I wanted it to, but I couldn't really do it any other way for them both to be double strike trample. I would have ideally had them both be at least 4 power so that this would not end up trading into the light shell duo, but they didn't even want to in the first place. Okay, I mean, this has to be well over lethal, right? Like, no shot this isn't lethal. We just take out the trash. Oh, I can discard a card, draw a card? That's pretty crazy. I'm good. We Rabid Gnaw, and now I've expended for trample again. They're both double strike trample. Now this is already so much more than lethal on board. Whee! Manifold Mouse, Stuart Little himself. Completely broken card. Pack one, pick one that thing every time. And head right into a mice deck. God, it's still like a massive impact on the game if they have the removal spell for one of the 2 bodies that it makes. I guess it really doesn't help you block at all. If you're behind, it's not good. But if you're even with your opponent, or if you're ahead, card is dumb. Mono red aggro, let's go. My true calling has been answered. Fountain Port Bell. Fix some mana. Find a basic. Oh no. Oh no. What a top. I wasn't even looking at the game when I drew that. Oh, we did the thing. We did the thing. Splinter Twin has struck in Bloomburrow. Heartfire Hero turn 1. Manifold Mouse turn 2. I imagine you're going to be seeing that in Standard, at least on the casual ranked queues on Arena. God, that is disgusting. Double strike again. Let's go, buddy. Woo! Yep, trump that. Here's a charger. Show me cheap removal to kill a 3/3. Or die. I guess I could have just like killed the 1/3 and hit for 8, which might have been worth spending my 1 removal spell. Just to pressure their life total like crazy. Okay, it wasn't worth it. They played another creature. So I can spend the removal spell now. Yep. Ka-ching. They are at 3 life, and when the Heartfire Hero dies, they take 4. So the game is just over. There's the saver for the mouse, and they can gain 3, but I have 6 power on board, and that's 6 life. That is beautiful for us. We send in the team. Here we are for game 3. It has been quick so far. Oh my god, I have the combo, but I have to top deck a red source. I'm on the draw. I could hit it immediately. I feel like the combo is so strong that I keep a mono white hand with it in there. And if we're lucky, we get them spending removal on our other cards. Like Feather of Flight on a Nettle Guard makes it a pretty big threat. Could get them to expend removal here. Okay. So I want to wait till 4 mana for this Manifold Mouse then. Because I'm just a turn away from getting the Offspring. So we play the Heartfire Hero, hold up a Feather Flight. Seems solid. 4 damage to target attacking, blocking, or tapped creature. So even if I feather it, it's dead, right? It's going to be 3 toughness? Yeah, sure. 1 removal spell down. Although that couldn't have targeted mouse because it's not going to be attacking, blocking, or any of that stuff. Yeah, I sequenced this wrong. I'm not going to feather flight the hero. Well, if Nerd Girl's on black, she could have the 4 mana 4/2 that gives something -1/-1 when she plays it. So maybe it was worth holding up feather just in case that card exactly, but felt unlikely. Okay, now I can start getting the Manifold Mouse combo. Double strike, trample every turn. And she's got to kill both mice. Does only trigger once, unfortunately, so it doesn't get to attack in here. But it will soon. I expend 4, each gets +1/+1 trample, so I can use this as a trick too, because I play duo, then I trick with Feather Flight, and that's +2/+1 flying trample out of nowhere. She is white-black bats here, so she could have black removal up now, which would be rough for me. The -2/-2 spell would be really, really good on this board. Drop the duo, hold up Feather Flight. Do I have to just wait here for the Heartfire hero? Just to play around. 5 mana untapped. She's got 5 mana up and cast nothing. I don't think I can attack into that. Even with the 3/3 double strike trampler, with 1 single trick. I mean, on board, the double block already works too. Okay, it's going to be the Downwind Ambusher to kill the 1/1 mouse. She did have the Skunk Assassin to play around for the Heartfire hero, but she did not hit the Black Source right on time. That's really lucky. When I played that out as a 1/1 and didn't hold up the Feather Flight. Hopefully she doesn't have double removal here. That's the 1 removal. All she's got to do is devour the Manifold Mouse. And the Wombo combo is gone. No! And then Bat's deck is real good at grinding it out. Oh, that's surprising. Now I can get Roughshod duo double strike attacking in. This is pretty fine. Unless she has additional removal after that. Let's see. I guess I could have tried to combat trick on blocks here. Block the witness. It's extra risk though, because then if she has her combat trick, she kills the duo too. And I want to make it so it's just removal kills the duo. Let's go. Pathmaker here over. A couple copies of Charger. A couple copies of Charger are real good blockers for Ambusher. Oh, we're definitely expending for the extra damage. Double strike. Boom. She might not have known it was a mouse, because the raccoon face is so prevalent in the artwork. So maybe that's why she left the Manifold Mouse instead of the 3/3 on board. Uh-oh. Does that flicker things? No. It draws her a card, +1/+1 counters all the birds. Neither of these... Oh, that is a Bat Bird, the Life Creed duo? Shoot. Luckily, I've got the 1/2 to block that. So I do stop her from triggering that immediately. That's sketchy, though. Okay, I'm just on Pathmaker. For the expend. Mouse Trapper. Play that next turn. I can play a Warren Elder this turn. So she's gonna hit me with Castrol next turn and do some great stuff of some kind. But she's at 6, so maybe it won't matter. Hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Is there a bat in the grave? I can't look at the graveyard during her turn because the early access event is bugged. I don't think there's a bat in the grave. Or sorry, a bird in the grave. I could be wrong though. I can check my own grave. I can't check either grave. That better be fixed when the set launches. Likely will be. Okay, yeah, she doesn't have a bird in grave, so she's just gonna draw a card or put a counter on the board here. Draw a card. Big blocker. That's actually a huge deal. Conduct electricity. Speaking of big deals. Kill Castrol. Maybe even conduct electricity into lethal. Killing whatever blocks the duo. 9 life. She kind of has to block duo with like everything to not die. I mean, she's got to just be dead if we just swing out, right? And then conduct electricity. I mean, duo already has double strike trample, so I can actually just give trample to wherever is going to find lethal as well. And kill the blocker to make sure that all of the trample damage goes through. Yeah, Roughshod Duo with Conduct Electricity is great. Because it's an expensive enough instant to expend 4, and it gets the blocker out of the way for whatever you're giving trample. That is gross. Just absolutely gnarly. I mean, this is, I think, on board lethal, maybe, even. Because we're trampling for 4. In the regular combat step and hitting for 4 on the ground here. Or 3 on the ground if she blocks the 2-1. Yeah, she's just already dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage on board. 6, 7, 8, 9 if I just use Warren Elder. And that's also expending. Sure, I guess I'll just do the onboard thing. Oh, that's not expending. Okay, well, it's still lethal. I lied. Yeah, it is still lethal. Interesting. So expending's only spells that you're spending the mana on? Or is it only source speed? I think it's only spells. 2 cast spells. Very good to know. Ooh, there were a lot of earlier games I was thinking I could like sack food to expend. To cast spells during a turn. Interesting. So the 2 mana 2/2 Squirrel Raccoon that gives you a food is not as good as I thought. It's still a good card for sure. But I thought that the food token could help you expend because you can, crack 2 food in 1 turn to expend. But that is not the case. Expend is specifically on spells. Good to know for the future. Good thing it did not matter there. We are still gonna be 3-0, just steamrolling with this ridiculous bomb rare mouse. We drew it in all 3 games, so what are you gonna do? Here we are on the draw. We're a little high on lands here, but I don't think we can mulligan. And there's our raccoon to discard one of these and draw another card, which is nice. That is a 1-mana 3/2 if they have any token. Oh god. Alright, gross. If they just go forest and play the 2/2 that makes a food, boom. You got me. Or carrot cake. Yeah, that's a token. Yikes. 1-mana 3/2 is a pretty good stat line. Enough to trade into or to just shoot here. Probably in a position to try to trade into it, so that when I do take out the trash, I am ditching some flood on a later turn. Flying. Well, if I had just held up take out the trash, they would not have cast that. So it's not like I could trick, get rid of the Feather of Flight, and they don't draw a card kind of thing. Attacks for 4 now? I just have to play off curve. There's no way. There's no way I can just take that. I'll deal 2 to them and take 1 on the crackback. Soothsayer. Surveil when they lose or gain life. Threatening to eat that for free. Seeing what Pathmaker finds. Land number 8. Not great. I do have this village. That's a curve out right there. Provisioner coming in hot. Curved topper. Land number 9. Hello there. Stay exiled forever, Mountain. I probably should have played Duo instead of doing this, but I need something better than Duo to be able to block these. Yeah, no, this was the right play, because if I don't find flyers, I die in 2 swings. So there we go. There's a flying blocker if they have, like, no removal. Sure, I'll take that trade. It's less attacking me. Scry 1, and then they get to surveil 1 in the end step as well. There's another 1-mana 3/2. So I play a Provisioner, put a counter on this, block there, take 3, go to 2 life. If they have absolutely nothing, we're still barely in the game. Alright, that is not absolutely nothing. No attacks is wild, but it doesn't matter, we're dead. Double Duo, that's 4 blockers, but flying alone is killing me. I guess Boar is another flying blocker. It's 2 creatures though, so I can block there and there. Block there and there. And I block 1 of the ground creatures, so I block that. So there, there. Take 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, technically go to 1. Yay. Maybe it was better to Life Creed Duo. Oh. Okay, well that's dead. If I kill any of their creatures, they get a food, and they'd kill me with the food off these. Oh, there's the food. So that's dead even if we went for double Duo. right. Well, it was about time we got our comeuppance there after the disgusting 3-0 start, just dropping our bomb every game. A little bit worse hand there. Started with a 4-lander, hit some more lands, so quite a lot of mana, not a particularly good curve. And our opponent had a pretty nice one, so needed a little more action to keep up there. 3-1 it is, heading into game number 5. This is a great curve if we draw lands, and we are on the draw. So that certainly helps try to do it. Two, three, four, five. Sesame Street magic over here. Magic with the count. There's the Baker's Bane duo. Probably take this trade on the draw. There's their own roughshod duo. And here's ours. Wandertail Mentor. Do they have another 2-drop for the expend 4? Be nasty. They do not. Alright, and this is why I took those trades, because if we miss like a single land, I think we're very far behind trying to race. I'll just take out the trash. Get out of here. Into the garbage with you. Another roughshod duo. Breeding like rabbits over here, but it's a mouse raccoon. Ooh, the gecko too, so any land draws can just be discarded towards spells. We do not have that luxury here. Our bad draws are bad. We need mana and we do not have it. Time to feed our opponent. Oh. 5/5 reach trample haste is super gross. Crumb and get it, opponent. Eat some food. There's mana 4. That's a big one. Not so good against the giant boar, but it can try. Either way, we're playing a 4-mana 3/4, so let's get the big damager down here. The 1 toughness really not working out here. They still have 2 spells in hand? They get the double spell with this duo? Ooh, is it double spell plus removal? Wow. Yeah, that's gross. They don't even need the gecko. They have all gas all day. Down to 7. There's our own Blooming Blast. Kind of a big deal here. We can kill the duo or the gecko. At 7 life, I kind of have to kill the duo, which is rough because then our opponent is still just like guaranteed to draw better than us thanks to the gecko. I don't know. I mean, if they miss... If they miss, the gecko is just infinitely better than the duo. Obviously double blocking the boar now, we just like need them to miss. Top deck a land and we're actually kind of stable. Looks like top deck a land. And it is. Maybe. Okay. Massive, massive swing in our favor. They expend 4. The Elder doesn't even matter on blocks here, so we just need the guard mouse on blocks, unless they top deck removal, in which case we're in the nightmare zone anyway. So gotta just play the mouse to trade with the duo. If they had anything in their hand, they would have played it. Playing 100% off the top. 2 mana 2/2, sure. Not that bad. Land 5 is massive. Now I get a 3/4 blocker up, even attacking in with the guard mouse, and I get to attack in with first strike with it here. And scry. Find the manifold mouse, let's go. Stabilize and to flip the board in our favor here. All it takes is one more miss and they are miles behind. Once we get this manifold mouse on board. Uh-oh. They're tapping that for a mana? Oh my god, that has to be great. If they're tapping that for a mana. Oh, wow, it is. Wowie, it is. Okay. 2 out of 4 mana for that. They can play it next turn, though, and kill whatever they need to. They have 1 blocker. I might be able to manifold mouse for lethal. Double strike, trample on the guard mouse, and it's 5 power off of its Valiance ability. Block it and take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's not lethal. I can't play the mouse and use this. Wait, so next turn they just... God. What a draw. They have Hugs, Polywog the guard mouse, and this gets expend. They're attacking with a 4/4. Five 5 trample. I can chump the 4/4. Okay. Seems like our best bet. So they kill the guard mouse or the manifold mouse. We chump block the mentor and go to 2 off of Hugs. They have to hit a live draw again. I will still have 1 of the manifold mice out no matter what for a threatening double strike or trample attack. Well, I guess not no matter what. If they top deck the second removal spell, I won't. Okay. This is dead on board if they don't have an additional spell. I'm going for it. Close game. The Hugs draw was so nice for them. But they failed to find after that, which is pretty lucky because they did draw some extra cards off Hugs and only hit 1 actual spell off of that, and then didn't hit a spell off the draw afterwards. Or they hit a spell that was too expensive, something that cost 4 or more there. Close stuff, but look at that. That's our 4th game. We drew our bomb rare, so it's our 4th victory. Alright, well, I mean, I have the bomb rare. I need white bad this time. And on the play... Again, this card has been so powerful. I think it's worth risking the sketchy mana for it. Though I don't know that I'm running it out. I guess I'm 2 land draws away from offspringing it. That feels really unlikely. Win 2 coin flips in a row. And they're on blue here, so they're like not gonna kill it immediately. At least. Alright, any land is decent for me here. But the white source is what I really want. But now, literally any land gets me to the Teapot Slinger, which is a big one. Pearl of Wisdom. 3 mana, draw 2. You got it. That's fine. I could kill the Pawn Prophet just in case they have like a bunch of ways to flicker it in hand here. But I don't really want to do that preemptively. So if I get stuck off the white sources, or even if I top deck a Plains now, I can like play Trapper plus Blast in the same turn. Try to do it when they're actively trying to flicker it. Well, we're both stuck on mana, it looks like. So at least there's that. Some monocolored decks just fighting each other here. Slapping each other with pool noodles at this point. Pool noodles and Nerf guns. Our opponent's having a worse time, though, because at least we had our bomb rare on color in the opener. That's a way better mouse to start using this ability on. Oh, they found the green. They found the second color before us. Does that mean they win, or is it too late? Now that we have a double strike trampling 3/2. If their green gives them removal, probably not too late. Although even one removal spell, they go super low and then Blooming Blast finishes them. It might be, actually. If they don't have like a removal spell that comes with a creature or something like that, it's almost impossible to not just die to Blooming Blast next turn. Okay, Sticky Tongue Sentinel lets them pick up the Pawn Prophet, draw another card here, and have 2 blockers up. That's not enough. I mean, even just on board, it's not enough, right? Double Strike Trampling 3/2. They can't Menace block that. Yeah, it's just already on board, not enough. So we'll do the swing. Double block that, die to this. Block that, get trampled 3, can't block that anymore. So they get trampled 3 and take this damage and die. It's just dead. And that's game. Awkward game. Both of us just sitting there without our right colors. But again, our opener was our bomb rare and pray for the second color. Their opener was some card draw, pray for the second color. So theirs was more likely to hit the second color, but ours had more action initially. Weird game. Both of us hoping for the best and finding not the worst, but certainly not the best. All right. Round number 3 against Lord Tupperware. We're 1-1 here. I aggroed him out the first time. He aggroed me out the second time. We'll see who wins the best of 3. Who is the true Lord of Limited? It's Lord Tupperware. 1-drop bomb rare hits Lord Tupperware. Mouse Trapper on board before the Blooming Blast is kind of exciting, but also kind of risky, because this might be a 3/3 by then, and then that's not enough damage. I'm risking it for the biscuit. Oh boy. Well, this does have flash, so if he plays something that's going to make it a 3/3, I can just kill it in response to that and be depressed. So hopefully no creature turn 3 from Lord Tup. But if there is one, we're killing the Might Caller. Don't really have a choice. Yikes. Alright. That went well for us if he doesn't have a 2-mana instant. If he does, we're dead. Rip. Oh god, and it's a creature that commits to the board? Magical Christmas Land hand is magical. Man. Wish I could have hit my Magical Christmas Land hand against him here. If we had our rare. If we had our Splinter Twin combo, that's what would have been really exciting. The card that keeps getting the counters while getting the double strike. Would have been awesome. Oh my god. It's a lot of draw. I see no lines that are even remotely relevant here. I'm guessing the biggest blocker is the play. Yeah, like technically I can like double block this and lose my best creature, but then he's just ahead in cards. And we could get tricked again. Oh god, he's got the village too to +1/+1 everybody that hit the board. There's the runaway together, recast it, get another counter on it, get 2 more counters on the trampler. I'm good. Dang. I feel technically we could have won too, right? If I didn't play it out riskier like this. If I just Blooming Blasted the frog turn 2. I did say it was a calculated risk when we did it, right? Because it was like, if we better, we trap her and then do it on a later turn. This card is just way, way, way too threatening. Yeah, I could have blasted it while he was tapped out, right? Because he did that into the Pawn Profit. He's tapped out with Pawn Profit. We blasted it that time. And then what's he doing? He's just making like 1/3s and doing absolutely nothing else. Yeah, that's on me. I probably should have recognized this as more of a just kill on sight, must kill threat. But I have seen a lot of games where people have had just awkward draws and it just doesn't pop off. But God, when it pops off, it pops off. So, all right, yeah, no, that wasn't entirely like Magical Christmas Land hand. He did have Magical Christmas Land hand, but we actually could have done something about it if I just went really aggressive with the removal, which probably should just to be safe, because this can turn into an 8-8 throughout the game. That's on me. Outplayed. We are 5-2, heading into game 8. Super slow hand, but I am also ready to get to another draft. It's been a very, very long recording session, and we got to record at least one more draft today, so if it pans out poorly, it pans out poorly, whatever. We'll move on and draft again a little quicker. All right, not a bad draw. We get to do something before turn 4 now. I do like the Slinger into Pathmaker 2 turns. So our turn 4 into turn 5 curve is good. Bramble Guard Captain, that's pretty big damage. Oof. Steam Path Charger, it's another card we can play here for some damage. I probably should have attacked with Warren Elder. We had the threat of activation there, where if they block, we activate, kill the mouse without losing a creature. So they would just not block, we'd get 2 damage in for free, since this thing's not going to be blocking anyway. Actually missed out on 2 points of damage. Big vigilant stuff from Tree Guard Duo. Oh god, and now it's +5? Captain's +5 to somebody else? This is like the most snowbally format I've seen in a century. Your opponent starts winning and then it's over. I mean, 14 damage turn 5. This feels exactly like last game. And all of our wins as well have been like that with the Double Strike Trampler. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. Where it's like we start doing that and then our opponent's like, well, alright. I'll take 15 and have no creatures on board. Yeah, I mean, we die. 2 life now. I don't literally die right now, but I die to a light breeze. Guess we make multiple blockers. At least they gave us a fish token. Trample by casting anything else, and that's dead. Just trample up the captain and mega buff another creature. Or do that and then captain buff. Yeah, that's even better. Captain buff that, and that's so over lethal. 2, 3, 4, 5 toughness. That alone is lethal. Just the duo. Got snowballed, and that's 5 and 3. Absolute steamrolls for a lot of these games. Most of our wins, and I think all of our losses, were just incredibly lopsided stuff. Never got to play around with the Hired Claw, but I still think this looks awesome turn 1. Could have had a game on our hands against Lord Tup if I just respected the rare and blew it up immediately. I was hoping to get extra value, but that was risky, and the risk absolutely destroyed us. Yeah, I mean, I liked the deck. Obviously, the bomb rare was the biggest thing going for it, but we had a decent amount of removal, and some of our commons played pretty solid as well. Although it really was mostly the bomb rare. So just some pretty good draws overall, taking it to 5 and 3. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, you can check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. And if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.